Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Today we're going to be getting into creating some copper tools. But, you hear that? It was nighttime. We just survived our first night, and there is a bad guy right here. A drifter, to be exact. There are probably some more around here. Yeah, there's one right there. I don't think that you can harvest anything from these guys, but I'm going to kill a couple of them. Just ouch. They can reach you from there, apparently. Careful, Z. Your health is low. They take a lot of hits. A lot. And it looks like my little get in the base method is a little bit too close for comfort to be able to do this. Just a bunch of dead drifters down there, huh? It's daytime. I believe the morning sun has vanquished a horrible night, although there is one left. I don't know what happens to him during the day, y'all. I don't. But it doesn't look like I can interact with these guys in any way, and there's one behind me. Holy crap. That was way too close. Way too close. There's a lot of them around me. All right. All right. How do we get back to safety? We're going to have to take the long way around. Okay. How about we just gently pop ourselves back over the wall and just stay in our confined little space? That sucked. So it doesn't look like there was any ability to harvest these things. Let's see. If we pull out the knife here, I can right click and shift and all of that stuff, and it doesn't really do anything. Apparently it's not set up for that. Okay, let's get rid of the flint for just a second. Grab our block and put it back. We're back. We're back again, and we are not really healthy, but hey. So the first thing that we need to do is we really need to get some food online here so we don't starve. But we don't have any berries, and I did go and pick some more blueberry bushes and some black currant bushes in order to get a little bit of berries for health reasons, because as you can see, when you take damage, it doesn't exactly come back to you without some doing. So let's check our little supply of charcoal here. Oh baby, remember last episode where we just we burn all that wood? Well, here we are, guys. Here we are. This is all the charcoal that we wanted, and I've actually set it up to where we can do a little bit more already. I took the liberty of cutting a little bit off camera just in case. But the first thing that we're going to do is put this stuff up so that we can actually do stuff. There we go. Medium fertility soil, low fertility soil. I'd like to be able to plant these bushes today as well, but I don't know if that's going to be an easy thing to do here. Okay, so we have a couple different types of clay that I've already harvested. One being fire clay and one being blue clay, and it says baking temperature of 300 degrees Celsius, 8 pieces bake into 1 hardened blue clay. So you can make pottery with this stuff and all sorts of things. But for now, we need to make molds with them. So now that we have this, I am going to put a load of sticks in here to make torches, just so I can light the base up a little bit better. And I think... will I be able to get on top here and put a few bushes? Apparently, it can't do anything with these bushes. We're going to have to go to the other side and plant some here, I think. It's not a whole lot to plant, but it's going to be better than nothing. And let's just do 2 more right here. And then we'll do some right over here. This will be the different types of bushes that we have. I don't know how valuable each different type ore, but there's a few different varieties, so I figured I would pick them up. And I also just kind of grabbed what I wanted to grab, or what I came across. I think the best way of harvesting this stuff is with the hatchet. And we are getting charcoal now, which is great. There is plenty of it too. Well, I say plenty of it. I think each layer is 1. And it looks like we got 7 from that, which is pretty good. We'll be able to harvest this as we burn some, but I just want a little bit to start this process off because we need to get the fire really, really hot in order to do this. First thing that we're going to do, though, is while it's still daytime, I'm going to show you guys what the clay harvesting process looks like. It's relatively simple. That stuff right there, it's clay. You need a shovel to harvest it quickly, but you don't need a shovel to harvest it. It says fire, clay, soil, sparse grass. All we have to do is just harvest it like that, and you get fire clay. It's pretty simple. It's actually that easy. And all we have to do now is fuel this fire with, we got 13 torches from that. We got to fuel this fire with charcoal now. So instead of firewood, see how it's 700 degrees right now? In order to get, I guess you could say, metal hot enough, which we're going to be dealing specifically with copper, but that's where we're going to want it. And we don't have the need to use the firewood right now to get it that hot, or the coal right now to get it that hot, but we're going to get there eventually. So let's start by making the molds out. So with this clay, you could do the napping just like you did with the flint. And you see a bunch of different things here. There's bowls, clay pots, crucibles, which we're going to need. We can also make 4 crucibles, and that'll probably be easier to do than just making 1 crucible here. But there's watering cans, there's different types of molds. The first thing that we're going to start with is a pickaxe mold, and we need to add clay and subtract clay here. So, well, add clay specifically. So what we'll do is we can hit the F button and it'll change the way that we can fill. You can just hold like this and fill up with clay. Actually, add clay is right. And so we can choose a large one right here and just right click to add clay. And we'll add clay to everything around here until it prompts us for the next step. And this is the next step. It wants us to go up in, and it's a little hard to see right now, but it has a definite pattern right here of green. So what we're going to do is just fill in everything, and you'll start seeing the orange that we need to cut out. And that's probably the easiest way to process this, because we can chip it away just like we did for the flint stuff. See how the pattern's orange now? So now we just take... What we need to do is hit F again, go to single, and just left click away everything that's highlighted in orange now. And there we go. There is our pickaxe mold. Now, it's not hardened, so we can't just throw it in the fire, right? So we're going to make a few more molds just like that. One being the crucible mold. We're going to do 4 of these. One being the hammer mold. One being the hoe mold. And a couple ingot molds here. We're also going to need an anvil mold. And we're going to need everything, to tell you the truth. There's an axe and there's an anvil. Now, all of these are going to take different amounts of clay, but I'm going to fill them up and show you what the finished product looks like, and then we're going to start cooking them. So all of my clay molds are done, and I actually took the liberty of picking up my ingot mold as well as my crucible molds because they kind of pop up as soon as you finish them up and start them. But all you really have to do is hit this thing a few times and it pops out right into your inventory, and you put it in a fire and allow it to cook until it gets to the desired temperature, which I believe is 600 degrees Celsius. And we're just about there. Still says it's raw. Now we start seeing progress bar over 600 degrees Celsius. So it takes quite a bit of wood to get this going to the right temperature. But as soon as the progress bar finishes and the color stops changing, we're going to have a mold for a pickaxe tool. And there we go. Pickaxe tool mold fired. So when we set this down now, you'll see that it's just a mold, just like it was before, except that it's ready for molten copper. So we have a crucible ready in this one. We have the ingot molds ready in this one, and we have another crucible mold in this one. Now we need to start burning hotter fuel, and that's where the charcoal comes in. So we're going to take a little bit of charcoal and put it in here. And we're going to take a little bit of charcoal and put it in here. And we're going to let those start to get to temperature. And as you can see, it's going above the 700 degree mark right here. So what we can start doing is actually smelting copper up. So let's check out our setup here. And we have 35 nuggets of copper. So we're going to split them up evenly in here. And it says that it's 1,084 degrees that it needs to be fired at. So I overlooked something. It said it can't smelt right now, that it requires a smelting container. So if we take our crucible and put it in here instead, then it's going to prompt us for the copper. And we're going to need some charcoal really quick. I can see the arms of these drifters coming through right here, which is kind of scary. Let's go ahead and get some more charcoal here. And just make sure that our supply does not end while we're smelting this stuff up. And there we go. Let's add some more charcoal and add some more charcoal. And you can see that we're cooking right now. And there we are, you guys. We're going to go ahead and pull the charcoal out of here so we save a little bit of it, and we have the crucible ready to go. We're going to go ahead and pick that up. And now we have the crucible in our inventory. It contains molten copper, and it says 85 units of copper. All right, and now we just take the molten copper, and it says that we can shift right click to pour molten material. 42 of 100 units of liquid copper ingot. There's the 85, and that's all that was in there. So we have to go get our second one, which is right here. Let's go ahead and set this down for now. Pick this one up, and we'll pour it into the mold. Now it's 100. So how many units of liquid copper do we have left? 114 ingots. Now, we don't have nearly enough for the anvil right here, but we do have enough for the hoe, and that's going to be very, very important as we go forward because we're really going to need to get into farming. So that's what I'm going to choose to use right now. Let's go ahead and set that in and pour it all in there. And there we go. So we still have a few more units here, but it's not going to be enough usable units. We're going to go ahead and set that down. It's going to do the cooling thing, and we have to wait until these things cool. And you can see as we go how there's already a difference in the color of this one due to the temperature. This one's 834 degrees still. This one's 920. So it's starting to shift. They change all the way down until they get cool enough for you to pop them out and make tools with. And here we are, you guys. The hoe mold and the copper pick mold are both done. You can right click on them to grab the heads, and you can use them with sticks just like we did the flint tools in order to get the Real deal. And now we have a copper pickaxe and a copper hoe. So now with these tools, y'all, we can actually mine real stone. That's right. We can find stone and just mine it out. Let's go down here and I'll show you. So instead of just grabbing these little rocks like this, we can actually grab real rocks. And I'm going to try to avoid dying here, as we always should. And it looks like this wasn't the best course of action right here. Okay, I'm hearing some bad guys up top too. I sure hope they don't come and meet me down here, because I'm pretty much done already. So you can see granite rock. Bam, baby. We can craft it now, and we got pieces of granite stone now. And we can do a whole lot in here, y'all. We can do a whole lot now just by grabbing the different types of rocks and things like that. We can put together building materials, as well as we can get into real forging with the anvil, make a saw, which can be used for planks, and get into a whole other section of craftable goods and blocks. So I suppose now we're gonna have to get some food online sooner or later. If these freaking berry bushes would ever come into making, I could have sworn I planted these things a few days ago. I don't know how long they take to start producing, but now that we have a hoe and a pick, we can probably get into a little bit more sophisticated living arrangement. But that's gonna be it for today. I hope y'all really enjoyed it. Make sure to check me out live on twitch.tv/Zueljin when I stream for more content from me. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Break it down.